So the time change took effect a couple of weeks ago. It's November 13th today. Time change took place on the 4th, 3rd. I don't remember what day it was exactly. A Sunday, early in November. So it's been around for a while now, but as I mentioned before, I have an analog clock in my car, which I think is great. I think it's classy. I like it. It forces me to continue to use my brain to figure out the time rather than just looking at a screen. I like the idea of analog clocks. But the downside is, whereas with the digital clock in the radio, I can just push the button and turn the dial back 1 hour. With the analog clock, and I don't have to mess with the minutes at all. With the analog clock, I have to hold the button down until it goes around 23 times, or 11 times, I guess, because I don't have to go 24 hours, I just go 12 hours. But in order to be 1 hour back, I have to let it scroll around 11 hours forward. So that's kind of frustrating. But one thing I did, and then wait for the minutes to tick too. But one thing I did this time around was set it off by 10 minutes. So my clock in my car is 10 minutes fast. And I'm still getting used to this. My brain isn't quite caught up with the fact that, oh yeah, it's 10 minutes fast. So I just got in my car. I'm like, man, it's already 4 o'clock. But really, it's only 10 till 4. And that's not a huge deal. But it does still kind of mess with my head. And to have it, it's always been a few minutes fast. Kind of an indeterminate amount. Now I know it's pretty much exactly 10 minutes fast. So that makes a little bit of a difference. But I do like the clock to not be set to the exact time per exact time. What is exact true time anyway? But most people reference their phones because they're automatically set. You know, all phones are in conjunction with each other in sequence, whatever you want to call it. So I don't like it to be exactly on with that because one, it never is exactly on. So instead I set it off by a few minutes to force myself to be early to things and whatnot. But again, another conversation in itself. I would rather the clock not be exactly as it should be as opposed to being what I think is exact and then not being on time for something. Sorry. My brain was somewhere else for a second. Anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow.